would be the first time, should you achieve that, that would have happened this season?
Yeah, of course we want to win. Is really important for us in this moment. But more than that, I want to see consistency in the performance, and I think we could see something against City. I think we will improve against Tottenham, but we lost, so the feeling is not the same. I want to see the same thing. The same team that understand that this is a different opponent. So let's see if we show some consistency, and of course it is really important to win.
Well, he talks about consistency there, Michael. The fact that Manchester United are trying to win back-to-back Premier League games.
Now, but at least they're trying to. At least you think, right, OK, there's a plan in place and they're working towards that plan. So there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. This is a tough game today. Bournemouth are a very good team. Their league position suggests this. They stuffed Manchester United 3-0 last season as well. So they come into this stage and with a little bit of confidence, and they've got some dangerous players. So it's not the easiest of games for United.
Let's talk back threes, which is obviously the way we knew he'd go. He hasn't been able to field the same one once in any game. But what he has said after last weekend's derby win is that Harry Maguire is the perfect defender for a back three. Could this, I mean, Harry said he's in discussions.
Ridicule him. People say he's a bad defender. I think he's the best defender in this country. English defender in this country. He might not be the most glamorous player, but he's someone who is so reliable, and you can dip. Palin had a touch in that game. He didn't have a chance. Harry Maguire, for me, is the most important player in this period of Manchester United's rebuild, because you can build around him. And, you know, I don't get why people, they still think that he's not a good defender, because he is so, I mean, he's clever, he's strong, he reads the game really well, and if need be, he can bring the ball forward. He's not a bad footballer, but as a starting point, he's someone you can rely on. And when you look at the other guys around him, I mean, you've got Martinez there, who's someone who is a little bit the opposite for me, because he's everywhere. You know, you don't really know what he's going to do on the right. All of that, you don't want that when you're defending. You want to have calm, you want composed players and players who know what they're doing and understands that the three of us, we're doing this, and the goalkeeper behind can see that they're doing that. And that's when that's a beginning of not conceding goals, if that makes sense.
I think in this system, it's perfect, because it's almost like he's got that so good.
And going forward, Ahmad's playing again. They wrapped him in cotton wool in the League Cup in the week after his naming lights moment, like you had in the Manchester derby late on. I mean, how refreshing his attitude all round for you after what we've seen perhaps the last few years at United?
Yeah, it's good. I think lots of Manchester United fans were excited about a bonus, probably one that Ruben Amorim didn't expect. I think when he first took a training session, he was pleasantly surprised at him taking on all this information, new role, getting better and better with each training session, with each match. So, you know, he put him in right from the start. Away at Ipswich, he saw something and he's continued with him. So, yeah, it's one of those bonuses that you get sometimes as a man of the headlines last time out. So, full of confidence today.
I think he's good, you know, in and out of possession. And I think that, listen, this is the first thing you bring to a game. You know, you've got to work hard, but I think he sets the standard. You know, he's been brilliant. Obviously, we know he's going to score goals, but, you know, I think at this level, everyone works hard. You know, you see players, everyone wants to work hard. You don't go into a game and think, oh, you know, but the difference is, you know, he competes. You know, he competes and he runs. And even the goal the other night against Tottenham, there's a lot of players that run, but I'm talking about that hard running. You do it with a purpose, and he got his rewards on that, but he's been brilliant.
Well, United need that purpose again today. It is our main first kickoff of the day at Old Trafford, whilst we keep you update with the other games as well. Could Bournemouth upset the odds at Old Trafford for the second season running, or can United make it back-to-back wins? Kick off shortly.
I know Bruno was in the near post position, but he's one of the better headers of the ball, so he didn't cover himself in glory either. And as Peter said, you know, it's hard enough to win these games, an open play, you know, you work hard, you cover the ground, you try to score, but when you just give goals away at set pieces, and then you don't really score many yourself. I mean, they had a couple of balls that were whizzed in. Ahmad played a couple of great balls in there, and they never had anyone on the end of it. So it's just a freebie in many ways, and you can't give freebies away in the Premier League.
The United bench were a little bit upset about the awarding of the free kick before the defending. Adam Smith, the Bournemouth player involved with Malacia, what do you think, Jay?
I mean, I think if they just pick, like, whoever's your marking is not going to get a sort of like a decent connection on the header. So you have to make contact and even block, but you know he's got to be a lot stronger than that.
Well, we looked at it so many times when we watched, and you could pick 7 players out and say what are they doing? What are they doing? It's not just Sergio, it's not just Bruno, it's everyone, you know. And the team got to defend as a team, and they're not, and that's a disappointing thing for me.
At the other end, have they been a little wasteful in front of goal?
Yeah, more than a little. Towards the end of the half in particular, I thought the first half now they're really poor, but then they started getting a few chances. One in particular, I mean, he does everything.
There would be pain. Manchester United
Is well and truly underway, because that was another disappointing day for your former club.
Yeah, very disappointing. Again, too many mistakes, and it doesn't really look like a team. So when they had the opportunities at the end of the first half, didn't take those chances, and then eventually, you know, they go 2-0 down, 3-0 down very quickly after that, and it just looks like they're giving up. Just from that moment on, 0 4 times they've conceded 3 goals
at home this season, and 2 of them now under Ruben Amorim. Let's have a look at the goals, Pete, because we'll start with the one I think that frustrates you the most. Another set play.
Because it's simple, you know. You just have to do your job. You know, you get told what they're either blocking the space or heading the ball. And it's just disappointing that it happens for it's a 9 time now. 9 out of 19, no, 9 out of 20 goals conceded up until that point was on set pieces. Yeah. And it's a simple thing. I mean, I don't like to talk about back then, but if you conceded 3 goals in the season, you felt you had a problem on set pieces, because they are simple things to defend against. But very disappointing.
And the second half, they'd actually had a few opportunities, United, when Mazraoui was a little rash, to say the least, inside the penalty area.
You just got to stand on your feet. You've got to usher him away. It's just a poor decision. Clive Eart's got a fantastic penalty record, and he coolly slotted it away. Probably now that's not a wasted game. Everyone can say, oh yeah, you know, 3-0, we lost, no points and all the rest of it. But it can't be a wasted. He'll be watching with eagle eyes and making sure that these players that are not performing, they won't put on a red shirt again. And he's got to be that brutal and that ruthless. So these games can't be wasted.
Credit to your former club as well. And Semenyo, who you spoke about prior to kick-off, getting another goal. Love
a little bit, just found a penalty spot. It's a great cross, and then, you know, just a nice, clean contact and that. But they deserved it. But that man, again, you know, his numbers are good, you know, 5 league goals. And they deserved it. They were a better team throughout. Man United just not good enough. Too easy to play against.
Weeks, I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be for a long. And that's it. It's part of football, and you continue.
And is Marcus available for Sunday if you decide to play?
Yes, of course.
So he wasn't left out today. It was nothing to do with disciplinary. It was
no. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It will be the same thing.
Ruben, can I just ask you what you're most encouraged by, just talking about the span, going forward to this game, what you're most encouraged by with your team, and what you're most concerned about, what you need to fix quickest going into this game at the weekend?
I think we are improving near the opponent box. We had some games that we are near the box but without a real threat. You could see different things today. And you can see that we can shoot, we are near the goal, and you feel it, you really feel it. I think is a good thing in our team. I feel that our team is faster, are pressing more, the physicality is improving, the understanding of the game, and you can see it by the controlling of the game, and you see it more. Especially in this game, but also in the last game, we understand more the position and the movement that we should do. So there is a lot of things, but today is hard to think in the good things. We are out. Let's focus on the next competition.
With Mason being out for a while, obviously it means other players need to step up. You played Anthony tonight. He's obviously had a tricky time at Man United throughout his career so far, but what have you liked, what you've seen from him so far, and what are you hoping to get more out of him?
He needs more confidence. If you remember the Anthony, and I play against him in Ajax, he lacks a little bit confidence to go to 1-against-1, so he will improve. But he's working really hard, and he's trying, and he's playing more inside than outside, especially in this game, and you just have to do that. To work really hard, and I will help him to be a better player.
Ruben, just on Mason again, I think he's only playing some like 33 games out of 78 for the club. Will you use this period now where he's out to try and get to the bottom of why he has had so many injuries?
It's not. That is not my department. What I can do is to help Mace, to teach him how to play our game when he's recovering. Try to use that time for him to think in different things. And then I think is the worst part is that we don't have time to train like we should do when you are recovering for a lot of injuries. So we are always traveling. We have games, trainings. We don't have the team, all the team together, and this is really hard to recreate the game before they come to the game. And you can see with Vic. Vic was recovering. They train really well. We push him. We make all the sprints that he should do before to come to a game. But the game is a completely different world. So they have to have more time to train. So it's really hard. We try to manage that with rotation. But even with rotation, it's really hard to have all the squad. So with Mason Mount, we are going to help him. It's really hard for a player to be out for so long. And he's trying really hard, the same as Anthony. If they try really hard, we will help them until the end.
Ruben, it feels like quite a while since you played at Old Trafford. How much are you looking forward to sort of being back there, and you lost last time? How sort of eager are you to make that place a fortress again and stuff?
Yeah, it was really hard. The Nottingham game was really hard to lose that game in the way that we lost. So I'm always looking forward to hear that song and to play with our fans and to try to put some happiness in their lives, because today was really tough for sure for them.